Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. We'll be talking about transit sun, uh, square, opposition, inconjunct the natal ascendant. Now, when we're talking about transits that involve the sun astrology, this can be about life, action, what we want, our focus, our attention, um, what we're concentrating on. And when we have the transit sun making a square opposition or inconjunct uh, to the natal ascendant. Now, this could be manifest in some conflict. This could be about life, our actions, what we want, our focus, our attention, and those things may conflict the physical body. Remember that square can be about conflict, it's challenging. Opposition can be literally opposed, very adversarial, and the inconjuncts can be about opposition, adjustments. And the thing about this is, it could be again that what I stated before, the life actions want what you want, focus and attention conflicting. It could be what matters with the physical body. It might be something where you have to focus on something else that might take precedence, and it might be at the expense of your own physical body. If it's an inconjunct, it could really reinforce something that could be of a health-related situation, it could be a strong physical situation that you're basically you might be trying to sacrifice because you have to focus on something else. And also, this is about, the sun is connected with our appearance. So it can be something going on with our life that might be happening at this time. And say if it's in Capricorn, there might be some negativity, or some people are feeling despondent, or career-related matters are dominating, such where your own appearance might be go limited at this time, or you're not really thinking as much about your appearance as you should. And it could be something too as well that keep in mind that the ascendant is about our outlook on life, and it can be something where where we're having what we want at this time. It is going really. It could be what you're going against in terms of your outlook. If you're talking about Aquarius Leo energy, say in opposition, the Aquarius rising, the outlook could be very about being very friendly and unobtrusive, but then you have the transit sun and Leo opposing it. They could be about wanting to stand out, wanting to be flamboyant or what have you, and that could be very something where that energy can cause a lot of tension, of course. Now, the ascendant is also connected with our outer demeanor, our projection of self, and it can be something where you're talking about, the sun in astrology. Um, can be something where it's about our life again, our actions, and it could be a situation where the certain actions may be contradicting at this time to some degree with what you're trying to project on the surface, which of course is the ascendant. And it might be something that you're trying to focus on that may conflict with what you're trying, working on attributes that you're projecting outwardly. The ascendant is also connected with that. It's not just a projection of self, but that side that is very readily and naturally expressed. And the thing about this as well, it might be where you're talking about the sun can be connected with domination. And I would say in some cases this could manifest and maybe coming across as being overly domineering, especially if your ascendant is in a real, like, more passive sign like Pisces or Cancer. And the thing, it might come as a surprise, to others. And it could be you keep in mind the ascendant is also about, it's associated with new beginnings. as well. So it can be a situation, I mean, the sun is also connected with the biological father and children. So it can be that these situation with the biological father could be a child, could be conflicting with what you want to do in terms of your new starts. It might be inhibiting you in terms of making some kind of new beginning. Um, the ascendant is also associated with our early childhood. So it can be a situation where it can be people that are prominent in your early childhood, but it can also, the fact that the transit sun is making, basically adverse aspect to the ascendant, it can be something where what you want, what you're trying to shine in or trying to stand out at this time might be conflicting toward maybe matters that were associated with your early childhood, such as a person that was prominent in that period in your life. And the thing, the thing too, is that the ascendant could also be connected with a grandparent. So it might be something with the grandparents' needs or wants, maybe at really maybe might be some conflict with that in terms of what you really want to do at this time. And the ascendant is also connected with our energy and vitality, and the sun is as well. It can't be a situation where it might be a little bit challenging for you to get up and go at this time and to have that energy that you really need to take action at this time. It can be the sun is also, remember, about action. The ascendant could be connected with vitality and energy. And the thing about it is dealing with it might be harder to make a first impression with authority figures at this time, such as a prospective employer or manager, because the sun can be connected with that, with superiors, with people in authority, and the ascendant is about first impressions. And say if your ascendant is Aquarius, you might be coming across as overly, maybe non-conforming or radical, and might be bringing out like the negative, maybe some negative tendencies with, with the rising sign at this time. If it's in Taurus, it might be too overly obstinate or stubborn. The ascendant is also associated with our defense mechanisms. It can be a time where we might be coming across as a little bit more defensive with a child, with the biological father, with people, superiors, people that are in authority. The thing about this is it could be, again, I mean, looking at the sun, again, is associated with the biological father and children. Those people may not be in approval of your outlook at this time or your appearance. I mean, say if their ascendant is Capricorn, it could be an overly maybe negative or pessimistic outlook. Say if this is some situation where, say if there's a square, or if there's something with, or I should say, if this is an aspect that has Taurus involved, it could be somebody that might think your outlook is too down to earth. It could say if the transit sun is an Aquarius, it might be that somebody might be a little bit eccentric or unpredictable, more progressive, might think your outlook is too down to earth. Say if there is a situation where you have Pisces and Virgo energy in an opposition, and the ascendant is Pisces and this transit sun is Virgo, it can be where you might be perceived by biological father or child as maybe too disheveled, you're not neat or meticulous enough in your appearance. Now, health issues may arise, let's say, especially if this transit is coming, if this is an inconjunct aspect, and especially from the 6th house. Say if it's Gemini, the ascendant is Gemini, or even the sun is in Gemini, there could be some issues with the arms, the hands, the lungs, breathing. There could be some kind of nerve damage. And keep in mind, the sun is also associated with the heart, the upper back, and the spine, and the left or the right eye, depending on gender. So there can be some issues with those as well. If it's in Gemini, perhaps there's double vision, or Pisces can be very blurry, unclear. vision. Hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that, Mac. But anyway, it could also be about really at this time. It could be trying getting attention. You know, maybe futile at this time. Maybe the sun could be about our attention, what we want. The ascendant, of course, is our outer self. It might be where others may be more oblivious to you in terms of trying to seek, if you're seeking attention from them. Uh, the thing about it is it might be difficulty, and also it's a, let's say, I mean, what you want to do personally, let's say if you have this in an opposition aspect, the transit sun is opposing your ascendant, natal ascendant, it could be what others want, might be opposing your own needs, what you want. When you have transit sun making the opposition aspect to your natal ascendant, it's either going to be very late, the sixth house conjunct the seventh house cusp, or it will be in the seventh house cusp. So it's something where relationships, partnerships, sometimes it could even be legal matters, could be a business partnership that might be, trying to take precedence over what you want personally, your own new beginnings. Um, it can be a situation too where, and it might be difficulty finding the motivation and drive to initiate new beginnings at this time. Remember, the sun is connected with drive and motivation. The ascendant is associated with new beginnings, and also the vitality and energy level may be somewhat diminished and depleted at this time. Again, the sun is connected with energy and vitality. The ascendant is associated with the physical body. There may be more clashes with authority figures. The situation with authority figures may be a little bit more contentious. There might be some problem with how you're presenting yourself. Say the ascendant is an Aries, maybe you're coming across as overly aggressive or assertive or combative at this time. If you're dealing, say, if Capricorn is the sun, it might be dealing with someone you're seeing an authority figure is overly undemonstrative or tyrannical or cold. Um, it could be something where you need to guard against overconfidence and being overly self-assured or expressing too much self-assuredness at this time, as it could be to your detriment. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, people, Edwin Learnard says, stay well.